Hello and welcome to my tarot channel. In today's video, we're gonna look at what person you are becoming. Because I felt like we've been all going a bit through transformations, and I thought it might be an interesting topic to know who you're becoming. We have four piles, and you can choose any of those. The timestamps for the piles are gonna be in the description box and also in the comment section. And I will show you now all the piles. So this is pile number 1, this is pile number 2, this is pile number 3, and this is pile number 4. First I will show you again the crystals. Here we have the Lapis Lazuli. I bought it because it just recently, because it kind of reminds me of the beach and I really loved that crystal. And we have the modern witch tarot deck for this. With this card, the Knight of Pentacles. And then we have the Tiger's Eye. With the Rider-Waite tarot deck. However, it's Turkish, but it's pretty much the same. And it is, you have the Seven of Pentacles. Then we have the Chalcedony, which is an agate, but a specific one in a heart shape. And we have the Seven Energies Oracle deck, and here the card that came up is a Spark of Magic. Number 48 it says. And then we have the Rose Quartz. I think it's actually a lavender Rose Quartz. With the Healing or Whispers of Feeling or Stillness Oracle deck. I think it's called something like that. All the decks that I use are also always linked in the description below. Here we have Boundaries. All right. Now I will start with the reading, but you can stop the video here if you need more time for choosing. So pile number 1, if you chose the Lapis Lazuli, this is your deck. Or this is your reading, I mean. All right. So who are you becoming? Maybe it's better to understand who you were until now, up until this moment. So I will shuffle cards, and this is also, I think, the up until now. And then I will look at who you're becoming. So let me ask Spirit, who have you been up until this moment? Here we have these cards, they all want to come through. Then who are you becoming is the second row. Who are you becoming? Who are you becoming? What person are you becoming and transforming into? Okay, all right. Let's see. I'm excited. So, who were you in the past? This is also going to help you to see whether this reading resonates with you or not, quite in the beginning part, especially if you had difficulties in choosing with your intuition. Oh my god, sorry, it's a bit difficult to pick up, to turn the cards now with my long nails. Okay. Okay. Okay, as I see who you are, I think you're a fighter. For me, this card is always like represents for me a fighter, but at the same time, also you might have like too much trust issues in a way. Oh my god, sorry, I'm trying to pick up these cards. Okay. You might have too much trust issues with people, but at the same time, I feel like you learned to kind of have your walls up, but you maybe overdid that, if that makes sense. You build up these walls and nobody can come through them, not even the greatest people. I think that's a bit an issue. And it stems also, as I see, is from like obviously that, you know, overly protecting yourself stems from you being hurt in the past, as I see. Um, with the Knight of Pentacles, I feel like you might have been chasing wrong things in the past. You might have been chasing things that disappointed you in the end. It could be money, it could be a career, a job that you thought you know, you would like, but then you realized, oh no, actually it's other people that kind of sent me in that direction, but I don't even like this. Um, it's kind of giving me those vibes with this card. And it seems like you're also quite strong-willed. I'm picking up as a very strong-willed person, sometimes a bit too much into, oh, this is my opinion and others need to listen to me and my opinion because my opinion is only the right one. It's also giving me a bit these vibes with that card. We have the Two of Swords reversed, a very decisive person, as I can see. So you don't, maybe a bit too decisive. You rely a bit too much on yourself and completely ignore what others have to say because you always directly assume that they want to kind of attack you or that they have bad intentions. And obviously, this stems from the past because you've been hurt and disappointed and you've hung out with quite not so great people and fell victim to some people that were quite toxic. But as I also see is that you are actually very like inside of you, you're hiding this very generous person with the Six of Pentacles. So you're actually very generous and you love people, you love friends, you're the life of the party, but you're kind of hiding that. You've been more in isolation mode, dimming your light, and in protection mode because of your past disappointments. So this is what I see for who you were in the past. Perhaps also rather isolated, I can think of, even though you're actually quite a social person that needs that social contact. So now let's see who you're becoming. I also want to mention here, I see someone that, you know, kind of is disappointment and a bit ungrateful with your old persona, someone that was chasing, you know, like quick reward things and kind of got disappointed a lot, but also wasn't grateful with what they have. And which I think is wonderful and also shows that you're growing a bit like outside of this ungrateful energy because we have here the Four of Cups but reversed. Um, and for me, this person also seems a bit ungrateful, right? But since it's reversed, it always means the opposite, like this, right? So it means that you're kind of moving out of that ungrateful energy and instead you're starting to see the options you have, the opportunities you have, the doors that are opening for you, and you start to maybe, I also looked a bit at this. I think that's something important. You're trying to love the process to your goals. You're not instead looking at the rewards, which that person was with the coins here. Instead, you're trying to actually remember why did you start? Because it fulfilled you, because it completed you, it made you happy, it brought you joy. Um, so especially if it is something with numbers, like a project or social media, anything in that direction, streamer, I don't know, anything in that direction, where you have been in the past rather oriented to rewards for whatever reason, but you're kind of moving away from that and trying to actually enjoy the process again and remember why you started. That is especially coming through, that you should remember why you started. I don't know, there was a voice coming through for me. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, I will get back to this card. We have this justice reversed. The Ace of Swords reversed. Uh-huh. And the Ace of Pentacles reversed. I'm somehow picking up you're gonna stop comparing yourself also that much to other people. And in a way, when I see the Ace of Swords reversed, I'm thinking about that coldness that you show to others is kind of gonna, like, you're gonna put your walls a bit down. You'll realize, okay, maybe I have my walls up because a bit too much, because it doesn't even allow great people to come into my life. So you're kind of dimming that. Um, I'm also hearing coping mechanisms might be handled, might be changed in a way. You're learning to, you know, trust people a bit more and to not always assume that they have bad intentions. With justice, I feel like there's some sort of karmic thing coming in, but I want to pull more cards when it comes to justice, so I will do that. Um, I also think you're gonna be more focused on your goals. If you've been struggling with seeing what to focus on, what you should concentrate on, soon you're gonna gain more clarity of what it is that you want with the Ace of Pentacles reversed. That's what I'm seeing intuitively. Now let's see though, what about, still want to get more about these cards because they don't make a lot of sense right now to me, so I want to pull some more cards to see. So who are you becoming? Those are a bit too many cards. All right. Okay, so with the like the with the Wheel of Fortune, I nearly called the Destiny card because for me it always is that. I think if things have been stagnant right now, things are gonna work out for you. You're gonna be very lucky, and things turning for the better. That's what I see with the Wheel of Fortune. But to me, there's also always a destiny point. And in this context, I think you are now, like, you will soon, or if not already, you found what you want to do. You are actually in alignment with your path because a long time you have been chasing the wrong path, or maybe just with the wrong attitude, if that makes sense. And now you're finally more in alignment with who you are destined to be, or you're gonna be that. And with the Eight of Pentacles, I see you working hard on a certain project and creating some sort of abundance in the future. You might be an artist, you might be a graphic designer, but it can also just be like, I feel like you're gonna turn into this hardworking person, but I think it's a joyful way. It's like something that makes you happy, that you actually wanted to pursue since a long time. This is interesting. Okay. Okay, with the Eight of Swords, I'm receiving a warning. I think you shouldn't be too much up in your mind. As I see is you're either a very practical or logical, rational thinking person. And I think you kind of need to step away from that. I recently or I just started to read this amazing book, and it has to do with how you can be more in the now and how your mind is your biggest enemy, and I kind of see these elements here too. I think you might be and you should be careful of being trapped in your mind too much. Also in the future, don't overthink what you do, especially as a creative person. When you create, it comes from the heart, it doesn't come from the mind, okay? Remember that and try to act more with your heart instead of your mind. I see you as being someone that is too much up in their head. Um, and instead, they want you to embrace more this sort of water energy, if that makes sense. Maybe surround yourself more with water people, with water signs. The water signs are Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. Um, I feel like you might also soon will attract more water people in your life for some reason, because I think they have some important lessons to teach you concerning this topic. And I think soon you'll become a person that, is, if you succeed in that lesson, if you aren't too much up in your mind about what you do, you'll become, I think, a very prosperous person, a powerful person with their creativity. That's what I'm seeing. But be like, remember that you should also, get out of your mind. What can help you to be, to switch off the noise that your mind makes? I think analyzing or listening to your thoughts, be the watcher of your thoughts, and also be the watcher of your emotions. Instead of letting your mind control you or your emotions control you, try to watch them. Don't take them that seriously, and remember that you are always in the now. There is only the present. Spiritual scene, we only have present. Don't think about the past, don't think about the future, because there's only now. The past and the future is just a reflection of the present. And there's a good example that I also read in this book that I recently did read or started reading. If humans wouldn't exist, time wouldn't exist too. Time is just a concept invented by us humans. And we have actually, we only have the present, but we invented the future and the past. And we kind of entrapped ourselves in our mind. And that's why we cannot achieve fulfillment and always will try to achieve fulfillment from external things like validation from other people, success, uh, conventional success, as chasing love, chasing, all these things, chasing money. All these things are external validation and things about ego, which the mind thinks that defines our identity. But yet, you know, we kind of want to go away of what Nietzsche said, which he said, I think, therefore I am. But actually, you truly are when you don't think. The happiest moments in your life were moments where you didn't think about the future nor about the past, where you just were in the moment. And if you want to get closer to that happiness, it's about the now, you know? It's about what's important is that you are, not who you are, but that you are. And you distance yourself a bit from analyzing situations too much and fear, because our mind is just in fear. And as long as you live in fear, you are not free. freedom is the absence of fear. But as long as we use our mind when it is not needed, we won't ever be free. That is really coming through for you. Yes, that is what I see. Yeah, and for the example with the present, because I just forgot, but what I wanted to say in the book too, that time was invented by humans. Like, imagine there were no humans on planet Earth. There would only be animals. If you ask a bird, what time is it? They wouldn't know what to start. There's only the now, right? And I think that is a very important lesson to learn and to try to be in touch with who that you are now and not with thinking. I hope what I said makes sense to you because it might be a bit difficult to grasp in the beginning. But yeah, and there are exercises that you can do. Again, watch your thoughts, watch your emotions as an outside because you are. These thoughts aren't you. And also, meditation can really help. That's what I'm seeing for who you're becoming. And I think that was also a quite important warning, but I'm happy to see that you're more in alignment with yourself than in the past. And I think you're gonna try to do things more that make you happy rather than what you thought you had to do. I think you're realizing soon and you're freeing yourself from this concept of, you know, who you are to others and who you have to be to others, and rather thinking or allowing yourself to just be and to stop judging yourself through the lens of others in a way because you did that too much in the past. Whew. All right. This was really interesting because a lot of things came through in my mind still somehow. Your spirit guides really want to reach out to you. So, you know, I feel like your spirit guides have a lot to tell you because it's very loud in my mind, but I also think this is the overthinking part of you. Like it's ringing in my mind. It's so loud. It's not calm. And I think it's also important that you should try to be more calm. Yeah, that's what I see for you, pile number one. If you liked this reading, don't forget to like this video. I'm so happy that you're here, and I was so happy to read your cards for you. And also, I upload every Friday here on my tarot channel a weekly pick a card tarot readings on Fridays at 6 p.m. And I usually also, or I have a stream schedule, and I offer free personal readings on my Twitch channel, which is also linked in the description box below, where I stream every Wednesday and every Sunday at 6 p.m. Thank you so much. Bye, guys. So, pile number two, if you chose the tiger's eye, then this is your reading. Look at that beautiful crystal. Anyways, let me place this beautiful crystal here and let's see. Okay, again, I will start with the first row is gonna be who you are up until this moment now as you're watching. And then the second row is gonna be who you're becoming. So who are you? Who have you been up until now? How have you been up until now? Those are a bit too many cards, but yeah. How have you been up until now? Okay. This is so interesting. Similar cards to pile number one. but the opposite of pile number one in a way. All right, there are multiple messages coming through. Okay. So, as I see, you've been kind of not protecting yourself enough up until now. You've been someone that very much, listen to your impulses and your cravings and your desire momentarily, and you kind of went for that instant reward thing, also with passions. It might have to do with sex, with drugs, with anything in that direction that kind of brings you that instant gratification, but actually doesn't make you happy on the longer term, and can also sometimes be quite dangerous and hurt you. And I think you've been not protecting yourself enough. You've been kind of vigorously, I don't know if that makes sense, but you've been, how do I say that? How do I formulate that? You've been not paying attention to who you're surrounding yourself with. You kind of let other people fuck with you in a way, I think. And I think karma is coming their way, but at the same time, you also allowed yourself to be in that victim position. It's also something that you chose because you kind of lack boundaries, or you acted rather on emotions and impulses rather than actually thinking more in a way. So, and I also think you might have had some trouble with a lot of people in the past, and they kind of did you wrong and they think they won that situation, but I see karma coming their way with this card. But I also think that you kind of worked a lot at the same time, though you're disappointed, and you were never someone that was really able to, say, I'm proud of what I did. Like, it's never enough. What you do is never enough, kind of. And I still think somehow you're a very sensitive person, so you listening to your impulses and hanging around with people and not having these boundaries really is like a way of walking into the victim role. So yes, these people were wrong for doing you wrong, but at the same time, you also just didn't have your walls up. You also walked into these people. Do you get what I mean? Like, you allowed these people in your life. You allowed their energies in your life. And I think a lot of negativity is also there. And that's why you're never really able to be proud, because I think the people, like your surrounding, really has influenced you and your perception of yourself, and they aren't really ones to compliment you or to say when they're proud of you. I think your surroundings are everyone that takes you down with them rather than helping you grow. And this negativity really also is in your life, so that means anything you do, you don't really see it as good enough in a way. Now let's see who you're becoming. Who are you becoming? Okay, I'm sorry, my screen is all the time going black. I don't know why. Who are you becoming? Who are you becoming? Who are you becoming? Okay. All right. I think there's also a warning for you in a way. So be careful if you continue living on these impulses and on devilish things in a way. And what I mean by devilish things is rather like, you know, again, listening to impulses and desires that are not good for you, not good for your surrounding, and you know exactly that they are not good. When you do drugs, you know that they're not good for you. You know that nothing good can come from that. When you hang out with toxic people, you know intuitively that they're not good for you. And the warning is that if you do not recognize that, if you do not act upon that and change, that things will turn very like, there's no growth for you. I see this person, like, kind of, there are two ways of you turning. Don't be like, I also want to say we control our destiny, right? So you can still change that energy, right? You're listening to this reading right now, so you can still change your ways. But the warning is that if you don't grow out of this, out of listening to your impulses too much, and out of this ungratefulness in a way, when like that you cannot compliment yourself, be proud of yourself, if you don't work on your self-esteem and work on resisting your impulses, your impulsive nature, and work on having boundaries or not allowing toxic people in your life and toxicity, then you will really go down with them. That's what I see for you. Like, you might lose your mind, and what I think by that is rather like your mental health is going to suffer a lot. But also with the 10 of Pentacles reversed, I think it's you're going to be very unhappy. Maybe also take care of your finances in a way. For some of you guys, if you do gambling, anything in that direction, you could lose a lot of money. But it's not even only about money. The 10 of Pentacles is also just about happiness, family, abundance in general, and you could lose all of that because, again, you don't show that recognition for what you've planted, and that cannot really, nothing can grow out of that if you don't pat yourself on the shoulders sometimes when you work on something. And if you are in a surrounding that doesn't help you grow but rather destroys you, and as I see it, that surrounding is very destructive, and if you don't change that surrounding, you're also not gonna have, like, they're gonna drain you out of energy. You're gonna be unhappy. Mental health will be impacted. You won't be able to think logically anymore. So I think your brain might be also reprogrammed in negative ways or also destroyed for some reason because of drug consumption and so on. And the Three of Pentacles reversed for me shows that the hardworking person that you were in the past, that energy to work is gonna, stop. You're gonna turn lazy. Not necessarily lazy, but to others may be lazy. But what I think laziness really is at the end of the day is just not having energy to do things. But, you need to question yourself, why don't you have energy? What are you doing that, drains you? And I think it is really your surrounding, but you also, you know, listening too much to your impulses rather than controlling them, letting impulses get you. But the thing is that if you go the other way, and I think it's mostly your surrounding. In some way, I feel like your surrounding is really toxic. If you change your surrounding, I could be moving out. It could be changing your whole friend group, changing relationships, all of that. Then you can really, I think, then you can grow. But in this environment that you're now, there's only going down. There's no going up from there. There's no growth. There's only destructiveness. And the only way that you can grow is by getting away from that. I also see with this, the Six of Wands, I also see that chasing your passions, chasing your call, and moving away from these people. Because I think you actually are a very energetic person. You might not know that yet because you're very drained. Your light is very dim from these people. And that's why it is so important to get rid of that environment. now, but I want to see, what kind of person can you become if you do, get rid of that environment, if you do change your environment to one that is more supportive and, lets you grow. Who would you become then? Who can you become then? Okay. A great fighter, someone that doesn't allow others to step onto you. So I think more self-esteem is definitely there. And also hardworking is what I see again. Wow, we really have that hardworking element again with the Eight of Pentacles, an apprentice maybe in some way. But really, being independent, making your own money, not letting people step into your way or tell you what you can and what you can't do. Not being childish anymore in that context. The sun reversed. You're not gonna let your childhood influence you that much, your past influence you that much, and you're not gonna indulge into childish behavior, immature behavior. We have and justice will be served, is what I think. Especially towards others, karma will come their way. Judgment is coming. So, for the people that also were toxic to you, don't worry. I think the universe is going to take care of them. Their karma is going to come. You know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing moral conscience from Kali Uchis. You really have to listen to that song. It's amazing. I also see not your emotions, not your impulses being like, taken over you. So in some way, I feel like you will be very, very hardworking and be more independent. And you will not allow these immature, childish games. I feel like you allowed, and you also played the game, manipulative games. I feel like there's a lot of, that you need to learn. There's a lot of messages coming here through that are very important. And I think the first step to your growth is getting rid of that toxic environment you're in and not letting impulses control you anymore. I think you're really gonna grow into more mature ways, also more mature, with more mature surroundings, and into a more confident person that doesn't let others step on them or tell them what their way is and what they should do and how they should be living and how they should be. Instead, you're gonna be more true to yourself. Thank you so much for letting me read your cards, pile number 2. If you liked this reading, please, please like the video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. I upload every Friday pick a card tarot readings on this channel at 6 p.m. and I also do stream on Twitch. So if you'd like free personal tarot readings, every Wednesday at 6 p.m. and Sunday at 6 p.m. I am live there. Thank you so much for letting me read your cards. I wish you a wonderful day and um, I wish you all blessings for your path. May you find the path that is right for you, and may you live the life in alignment. And may you get rid of toxicity. Thank you so much, love. Pile number 3, if you chose the Chalcedony, then this is your reading on who you're becoming. So now, let's see. First of all, the first row is going to be rather who you have been up until this moment. And the second row is going to be who you're becoming in the future. So who have you been up until this moment? Who have you been up until this moment? Okay. Okay. I actually think you have been living very much in alignment with who you are. I think you have a very light energy, so you're already so close to your higher self. As I see, it's only a few steps, and then you are your higher self, if that makes sense. That's what I'm seeing. And I think you're a very creative person. You're so abundant. You're also very intuitive, and you listen to your surroundings. You truly care about others, and you might also have a great voice. You might do music, you do art. You're a very artistic person and very in touch with your feminine side. And you're very decisive. You know what you want in life, you know what your goals are, and you are aiming right at them, which is beautiful. Now let's see. Who are you becoming? I already love that energy. We have the number 33 here too. Who are you becoming? Who are you becoming? Right. And also, I wanted to mention you are very a magical person. You might believe in all that magical stuff. You might be a witch. You might do spell work, or you might try to tap into that. And just overall, maybe also a bit mysterious to others. And you're blooming, really. You're very much aligned with yourself, with your path. It's really beautiful. I think you're such a beautiful person. You have such a beautiful energy. You have so much to give. You're so colorful. Your aura is so bright. Your aura is so vibrant. That's what I see. Oh my god. This is amazing, guys. Okay. Free, free, free. Check out that angel number because we have 33 here and then we have 30 here. Oh, wow. Wow, wow. I love that. I love that. Wow. This is amazing. I think you are already so much in alignment with who you are. There are just a few steps, that need to be taken to get closer to who you are, but you're learning and you've been learning so much and you've been listening to your inner calling. That's what I see. And the beautiful thing is that you're really gonna shine. You're gonna really blossom. We have this flower already, which is so beautiful, but this one is on another level. You're really gonna blossom, and I think you're very, very blessed too. You have so much good karma, and you have so much, like, you're turning to someone that has unconditional love. There's no hate. You let go of all the hate. You're healing your heart. You are in your healing phase too, what I see here. But since you are healing, you have so much more to give, so much more love, so much more understanding, forgiveness. And I love who you are becoming. You already are so amazing, but who you are becoming is even more amazing than how you already are. And then we have the card with the eye, and it says to be embarrassed, but I don't think you're gonna be that. I actually think you stopped being embarrassed. You don't say sorry for who you are. You take the space you need. You express yourself as much as you want, and you kind of let go of thinking of letting other people judge you, and of letting other people limit what you do and how you express yourself. So I think you're fully on gonna express yourself. You're not afraid. You're not embarrassed anymore to put yourself out there. And this is how you're fully gonna shine. I mean, it's literally both together. It's like you started already getting in touch with your femininity, with who you are, with your creativity, and soon you're gonna let out all that creativity that you've had in store, and a lot of unconditional love, even for the hateful people. You're just gonna reply with a bunch of love, with acceptance, and you're gonna heal your heart, or you're still on the way of healing your heart, which is amazing because then you only have more to give. And soon you're gonna be so, so grateful, which also has to do with a lot of abundance. You're shining and you're so grateful for your blessings. Wow. I love that for you, pal number 3. I love your energy. This was an amazing, amazing reading. I really love that. I just got chills by your energy. And I love who you are. You're amazing. You're an amazing person. Stay how you are. Get more in touch with who you are because you are so, so lovely. And thank you so much for letting me read your cards. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I upload pick a card tarot readings every Friday at 6 p.m. And I also do Twitch. I offer personal life readings there for free every Wednesday at 6 p.m. and Sunday I'm live there. So if you'd like to join the community cutie, which is how I named the, our community is called the cuties. Yeah, then join us there too. The link is in the description box below. Thank you so much for letting me read your cards, and have an amazing, blessed day and blessed life. Pile number 4. If you chose the lavender rose quartz, then this is your reading. And we have boundaries here as your first card. Now let's see who you're becoming. So again, first of all, the first row that I'm gonna have is gonna be about who you are up until this moment, who you have been. And then the second row is gonna be who you're becoming, love. All right, so who have you been up until this moment? Who have you been up until this moment? Who have you been? Who have you been up until this moment? Who have you been up until this moment? Okay. As I see, you're someone, you know your boundaries. You actually really do. And you've been kind of the bigger sister. That's kind of what I'm getting from you. You're giving me bigger sister energy. You're taking a lot of responsibility for others, and you show them where the boundaries are, what is okay, what is not, kind of a moral compass. You might be some sort of mentor, a teacher to others, or some sort of older person, a wiser person, also an older sister, an older brother. And you've been protecting others, as I see a lot. You've been helping others to find their light again with alternative. You've been also maybe living a bit an alternative life because you are different and you were not afraid to live that life. We have 444 as an important angel number here. And as I see, you're very helpful towards others, but at the same time, you know your boundaries, you know when it's too much, and you've been kind of the protector. You're also a very sensual person. You might be an earth sign, and you're very reliable to others. You're very loyal for them. And it seems like you've been just progressing at the moment. You've been a quite progressive person. Maybe sometimes also a little bit impatient, as what I'm sensing. But overall, you're always on the move. You might be traveling. You might be, you know, something in a direction of always being on the move. I think traveling might be it. Now let's see who you are becoming. All right, we have limits. Okay. Who are you becoming? acceptance. Who are you becoming? Thought patterns. Who are you becoming? Freedom. Free. Who are you becoming? Sleep. All right, so I think you've been with the movement. I also see you not being restful. Like it's like you had difficulty in the past with finding your place. That's why you've been always on the go, always, maybe always looking for certain people, a place where you belong kind of. And it's very tiring. You've been on a very tiring journey. And in a way, you've placed boundaries for others, but at the same time you had a lot of boundaries for yourself too because of the responsibility you took on, and you're kind of used to being, you know, the responsible person in your surrounding. And in some way, you also, that limited you a lot. But I think you're slowly, you know, flying away from these limits in a way, and instead accepting yourself as you are. I think you might have been also struggling with liking yourself, loving yourself, and you've kind of put others a bit above you, and you're now suddenly like, I feel like you'll have more time for yourself. You'll have time to finally rest. You've been always on the go, but now it's time to rest. That's who you're becoming, someone that is more calm. And you're also perhaps working on um, your coping mechanism and your thought patterns. And it has to do a lot with your ancestry. So I think in a way you've been forced to kind of be someone to others, but soon you will have time to finally work on yourself and to free yourself a bit from that responsibility. So it seems like you haven't been really able to be yourself, to shine truly, to find yourself, to accept who you are, because you've been always kind of a protector to others. You had to be responsible. You had to take care perhaps of smaller children, take care of, others. And I think soon is your time finally. Soon is finally your time to shine. Soon is your time to heal. Soon is your time to rest. Soon you're freeing yourself from this responsibility, and you're finally able to become yourself, to be more in alignment with yourself, and to get to know yourself, because you didn't have the time. I think you maybe also grew up in circumstances where parent figures haven't been parents, and you kind of turned to a parent person. You've kind of been parenting others. You're kind of moving out of that mentor state, of that responsibility, and you finally have time for yourself and for reflecting yourself. Pile number 4. I love that for you. I really love that for you. I see you are a great person, but you've lived your life quite in limits. And I'm happy that you finally can free yourself soon from those limits. 333 is here, 444 is here. Okay, those are the numbers I see too. Thank you so much for letting me read your cards, pile number 4. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I upload weekly pick a card readings every Friday at 6 p.m. And I do also live stream on Twitch where I offer free personal tarot readings live every Wednesday at 6 p.m. and every Sunday at 6 p.m. The link will be also in the description box below. Thank you so much for letting me read your cards. I wish you freedom, I wish you happiness, and a lot of blessings. May you be blessed on your path. Thank you so much, pile number 4.